Alright everybody, I was in here and I was tinkering around a little bit with some of my gadgets that I have, and I stumbled across something that I think a lot of you guys would like to know. I see it posted a lot of times on like Hunter's Hangout of, how do you get the fluorescent lights to flicker? Well, a lot of those always came from fluorescent lights where the ballasts were burning out on them, and I had some really cool ones. And then as you guys seen from the other tutorial that we did, I showed you guys how to build the flicker box to make regular lights flicker like that. Well, now I've stumbled across something that, with the new age LED fluorescent lights that I think a lot of you guys will find interesting. So we'll check it out here. Alright, so what I did was I went to Menards and I've done some research. I've hacked a few bulbs and tried to figure out how to build my own fluorescent tubes, but I kept running into trouble with it because me not being an electrical expert, I realized that these LEDs have a 110 feed coming into them, and I was trying to make them flicker with 12 volts. And I called up some buddies who know a little more than I do about this stuff, and that's when they informed me that it's 110 volts. So then I thought about it, and the boxes that I showed you guys how to build, here's one right here. This is one of my older ones that I had. The ones I showed you guys were the ones that were out of the just like the pencil box, but this was the actual one of the original ones I built with the actual project box that I used to be able to go to just Radio Shack and pick them up, but there's no more Radio Shacks. You'd have to order them online. But what I did was I went to Menards and they had some of the their LED stuff on like a clearance rack. And if you guys go into Menards, they're switching out, and as long as you get one of the 110 power fed LED fixtures, some of them are dimmable, but just trying to show you the box here. This is the box that they came in. You can hook these up straight to one of the flicker boxes that I showed you guys how to build, and they give you the desired effect. Let me shut off the other light here and you guys can take a look. The light there, it's got the effect that I always looked for. As you guys can see on the wall back behind there, it's got that nice flicker effect where if it was hanging up, looks like you got a power issue in that room. But something I wanted to share with you guys. I try to share everything that I figure out, whether I'm getting shocked or burnt or whatever it is. But I know a lot of you guys, you can't afford to spend $400, $300 on these fixtures. And I think I got these two lights came in the box together for like 30 bucks. And then whatever the cost of all the parts for the flicker box were. So, who knows, maybe I'll build some of these and we'll put them up for sale on Haunted Hills Productions. I've been kind of hesitant because, with these boxes here, when you build them, it's hard to guarantee the quality of them because you're hacking stuff that, it may last a year, it may last a day. And I just wouldn't feel right selling it to you and then something go wrong with it. But, oh look, there's Justin calling now. He must not have anything to do. Alright, so here is the model number, I believe. And give you a good look of the box. So if you guys, I don't know if you can go online and find them. That way you kind of can compare if you got something different. Smart Electrician is the name. LED 2-pack shop lights. here's all the stuff that it does. And let's see if we get a good shot of this. This is all the stuff that it comes with. So I mean, for that price, you can't beat it. 29 bucks is what I paid for these, and you get 2 lights. So I mean, you can link them together. The linking cords are kind of short, but I think it's just a 3-wire cord, and you could probably cut the ends off and put as much cord as you want on there. If you are pretty intuitive about this stuff. And again, there's all the specs on it. It says it's 3,500 lumens. So, but the effect that it gives is exactly what, you know, we've, as haunters for years, have been paying $200-300 bucks for. I think if, you know, if you're a little bit can do a little bit and can follow the tutorial that I put together, you should be able to build these with no problem. And you know, or maybe you reach out to me. Like I said, I'm going to try to build some of the boxes. Justin keeps using them up as fast as I'm building them, and as soon as I get some time, I'm going to try to build some, and maybe, like I said, we'll have them up for sale on Haunted Hills Productions. But just wanted to share this with you guys. I know it'll probably help a lot of people out, save a little bit of money. Also at Menards, they've got the creepy little cages that go across the lights. They were $8 a piece. So I'm going to go buy a couple of them, and I'm going to throw them over the top of these. And bam, the room will be done with their lighting if that's what you want to do. It says you can link up to 6 of these. So, I mean, if you got a long hallway where you wanted this light effect in there, you can link 6 of them together. You could also take these and put them in separate rooms. So, you know, if you got 2 small rooms that you wanted to put these in, you know, you got 2 small rooms that you can put these flickering lights in, as, you know, we have throughout our haunt. But just wanted to show you that. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope some of you guys can figure it out. If not, you can always reach out to us, and I'll try to help you with whatever I can. Stay scary.
Hey, Faith. What's up, Xander? How you doing? Jacob's just building in the new doll room.
What are you talking about? One more time.
Y'all have never seen Tommy Boy.
No.
They're talking about this hot chick they saw, and he's trying to lie to him and say he got her number. The guy's like, you didn't get her fucking number? And he goes, yeah, I did. He's like, what is it? And he's like, 2, 5, 7, 9er. He's like, did I hear a 9er in there? And he goes, what is she, a trucker?
What's up, Eric?
It's also the movie where he shows up, he knocks on the... Listen to Eric.
Just keep it over here.
He's the foreskin, I'm the superintendent.
What the fuck? What are you Nice.
Jacob at his finest.
Ah! Are you recording me? I'm coming up there.
Here.
You can try all you want. You're never gonna reach me.
Set it down and then Xander had it. Where did you place the pencil?
Ah!
Wow.
Close up your tower.
Besiege the castle.
Those are the fighting words, Josh. Not me, bitch.
Hey guys. Yeah, basically, I've been helping Faith train out on her new stilts, and we're gonna show you a little bit of what we've been doing and all that.
It's really fucking rainy though, so like.
Yeah.
Can you move?
Yeah.
I guess we are.
Yeah. basically I've been helping her get her muscles stronger by doing different activities. As you can see, it's pretty wet outside right now, so that'll kind of help her get the sense of like if we have a rainy night or something like that during a hot night.
I've never been out here in the rain. Oh, there's a kid staring.
Yeah. So we just basically train with different terrains and all that.
Puddles and potholes and other fucking things in the world. I need to start training with the masks. Like, it's so salty.
But yeah, we've been training for about a week or so.
Oh, I didn't realize how like it's hard. It's weird to look at the ground with all the water because you never notice where all the like fingers and shit are.
Right. So we're just having her move around the parking lot. Eventually we'll get the stanchions up and have her maneuver through those.
Especially this area, since that's where I'm acting this year. This front part. Oh, I'm not going on that shit when it's wet. What do you mean? I'm not going on there when it's wet. I can barely do it dry. Don't fucking vlog me looking like a dinosaur. Should I tell them about the story of how I clotheslined myself?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were walking down this hallway and showed them the coins. You see that green motherfucker? Yeah, I was walking and I was looking down at my feet because there's a lot of shit everywhere, you know? And I just fucking head first. And that's the story of how I clotheslined myself. And I did fall. But... on.
Yeah, Justin said that we need to get her trained on the vision when she puts on the mask.
Okay. There's nowhere that I'm gonna fall. Ah, I need to sit down to do this. Wait, should I get the axe?
If you want to.
Because that's also a different way. Oh, I just got an extra fun. I feel so weird. It's like the Oh, I'm having trouble.
This is her first time with the mask on.
Yeah, and the ass. I got an extra crap shit. I feel like a real spooky. Hey guys, not Justin Hill here again. Working here in the freak room. Tonight it's me and Joshua. We are almost done in here. So far tonight we've gotten our super sketchy saw hung up. That is tied super tight with lots of knots because it is terrifying. So we got the saw hung up. We got our landscape posters all hung up. We got our clown pictures all hung up. We finished painting all of this red trim in here that's holding the beds up. We got that horse hung up in here. Josh is moving that chair back in place. We had to move it to get that doll up. That doll is actually from my kids' room, from my grandma's house. I've had that doll since I was a baby. And I went there and I saw it and I was like, this would be perfect for the freak room. So there it is. So what we have left in here is basically clean it up, get all this shit out of here, and then we gotta put the lady on the board, put the knives in her, put the blood on all that. We gotta hang up that flashing arrow somewhere. I'm thinking right there. I want to hang it up and see if Joel can maybe wire it so it actually flashes. That'd be really cool. We gotta get the popcorn machine lights on. We're We got to put a flashing clown. So we had the flashing clowns that were at Transworld that we used for our Christmas haunt that I painted and put the lights on. The big, like, plywood ones. We got those. We're gonna put one there, and hopefully one maybe up in this corner. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. There's also not really anything here, so I might want to hang one up there. What else, Josh? What else do we gotta do in here?
Distress it.
Distress, yeah. After we get all the props in, we gotta distress all of it, put the lights in, and then, so I don't know how much Justin's told you guys, but we got a guy named Chad in here. I brought him over with me from Amherst, and we're gonna kind of let him have a little bit of freedom with this room. Let him take a Sharpie and kind of write obscenities on the floor there. That's why I've left it kind of blank. And then he likes to bring toys and stuff, so have him bring whatever he wants, dolls or whatever, and kind of hide them. We're gonna try to find some stuff to shove in there to kind of start it out, and then we're gonna have him take some of his own stuff and shove it in there so it looks like he just got shit literally everywhere. Kind of like the roach room, but not as disgusting. So yeah, we're gonna finish this up. I don't know when Justin's gonna be here next, so there's probably not going to be a next vlog when this is finished, but we'll see. I don't know. Not Justin Hill and Joshua signing out. Are you the king now, Josh?
Yeah.
Are you the king of the freak room?
Mm-hmm. Chad, I'm coming for you.
So, we just got the Jack in the Box. Come here. We just got this Jack in the Box off of this dresser right here that was in the doll room. We found this mouse nest in there. And if you can see, these are dead baby rats underneath the mouse nest that was in the Jack in the Box on that dresser. So more dead things finding in the haunt. It's great. I love it. It's so much fun. Now I need to fucking throw these away and wash my hands. Hello.
She almost tripped.
Almost. I mean, not really, kind of. This is my first time walking outside in these. I'm honestly only on them so I can paint things in the clown room. They're the freak room. But I'm still in them. I need to take them off because I am testing my luck and I'm going to fall and absolutely murder myself. So I'm going to go take these off right now.
So me and Devin are done for the night, so we're packing up and headed out. So see you guys soon.
Alright, so I'm up here at the haunt and got a couple people up here working today. Working on the doll room. It's a pretty big build. Invested quite a bit of money in this one. Jacob's doing the construction part of it, and I'm working on the Marrionette. It's quite an interesting little project we got going here. Give you guys a quick view, see what Jacob's up to. Looks like he's putting in some studs there. I don't know what that could be, but that kind of looks like a Justin signature.
Slanted roof.
Slanted roof. Yep, that's a Justin signature. Got a couple people over here helping us. And I'll take you guys over to the Marrionette. You can see what we're doing with that. Alright, so what we got here is some Marrionette that we bought from Nevermore Productions. And in order to buy them, you can buy them as a static prop, or you can buy them as animated. And just couldn't see paying another almost $3,000 just to have them animated. So I bought it as a static prop, and I'm gonna animate it myself. So how this works, you guys can see the ropes there hanging down. This moves the limbs on it. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna grab this rope here, is I'm gonna hook these up to air cylinders with flow controls, and then when the Marionette's in the room, I can program it to move how I want. And the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna run it through some little rollers that I got here. Then you can see that I got the air cylinder hooked back behind it. We're not gonna use this rope here, we're gonna get some heavier rope. But as the cylinder contracts, retracts, and extends out, it'll move these back and forth. And if you want nice smooth motion, Make sure you use flow controls on there. That way you can control everything, that every movement of it, and it's nice and smooth. It's not jerky like most of the times with a air cylinder. What I got here is just some 6-inch throw air cylinders. I got these from Halloween FX. You guys check them out. They're really cool guys. Tell them that I told you to give them a call. They'll usually give you a little bit better deal. You can see here I'm putting the other one in. This is going to be for the other arm. And I put it at a little bit different angle because I want the arms to move differently. So I put this one on the side, and that way, shit, don't knock it over. That way you see you get a different motion on there. Kind of like that. And it'll do the same thing. I'll have the air cylinder on this side, and I got 2 more that I got to install for the legs. Make the legs move like they're supposed to. But that's what I'm working on now. And as I move along, I'll record a little bit because this is going to be a pretty complex. We're going to have 5 air cylinders actually running. Because the reason why I put the plywood on the top is because I'm going to make the whole thing move up and down, and I want my hands and arms, my arms and legs to continue moving as I do that. So I'm going to hook an air cylinder up to move the whole mechanism, and then let the arms and legs move independently. So as I move along, I'll take a few shots to let you guys see what I'm doing, and once I get to where I'm putting the air lines in and the regulators, I'll make sure that I record all that so you can see how it's done. Alright, so we made a little progress here. I got Xander over here giving me a hand. We had lifted it up off the ground so that we could kind of get it in the position it would be in while it was, when it's going to be in the room. And made a little more progress up on the top with all of our pieces and parts. Kind of just laid out all my valves and everything. I mean, it makes it easier this way when you're doing it. That way you can kind of figure out how you're going to run it. Got a 5-splitter port there. You'll have your input coming on the one side, and then you can split off to all your different air valves. And of course with this one, I'm going to put mufflers on everything so it's nice and quiet. New Mission, they make a lot of good stuff. I've used their stuff for years. You can actually go on their site. It's out of China, but I think for when I bought these, I bought straight from the factory, these New Mission ones. I think maybe I paid about $14 a piece for them. So, I mean, if you do your own legwork, you can get a lot of this stuff way cheaper. But for this project, I just went to Halloween FX and I told him everything I needed, and he just put me together a big package of everything. So like I said, you know, get a hold of them over there. Tell them I told you to get a hold of them. And I'm sure he'll be willing to, you know, work deals on some stuff that you're looking for. But here we are right now. I got to put all my fittings and everything in all these. Like I said, I'm going to put mufflers on there, and then I got to install the flow controls, figure out where I'm going to put all the flow controls. And then once I get that far, I'll give you another look. But you can see here I installed these cylinders in the front. These will control the legs, this one and this one. And then these will control the arms. Like I said, I wanted them in different angles, so I kind of put them, you know, wherever. But check back in a few minutes. Alright, so we got a little bit more done here. Got everything kind of mounted down where it's going to feed to. You can see the flow controls here. I just kind of put them in place because using 1/4-inch tubing and not sure how it's going to bend. You know, it usually flexes pretty good, but you never know. So I wanted to kind of lay it out, and I'll start cutting. Make sure when you lay everything out that you put your controls, like these little knobs here on the flow controls, make sure that they're out where you can access them. You don't want to put them where you're going to have other airlines going or whatever, because it could vibrate and move it. It'll make your prop not run right, but we're making progress. Everything's laid out. We might actually get this done today because I found the cord that I needed. But you can see back here, got my regulator ready to go. This is a cool little neat little thing that I figured out today, because I always have trouble trying to mount these stupid things. But just took a piece of 1x3 and drilled a hole through the top where the knob would fit through, and then screwed it down to a piece of 2x3, and that holds it nice and tight in there. And then you can see on the side, you can put your air hose in there. Then you'll have your 1/4 inch feed for the other side. So we'll show you some more when we make more progress. All right, so back again. We got quite a bit of progress on this thing. Climb up here, kind of show you what we got. Move this stuff out of the way.
From far away, it's like a slow-mo, like a nice promo thing.
You guys can see now I got all my hoses are all laid out. Everything's, the pneumatic part's done. After I get done putting in the paracord here, then I'm going to start wiring everything into the prop controller. I gotta go get a splitter, and I'll just run all my commons together. But making progress.
I do like his identity. Like, and then you got that Adam Sandler at the end crying, "Woo, you bastard!"
Alright, so we're back up here at the haunt. Today we got some makeup tutorial stuff going on. Trust me, you guys want to spend some time going over your makeups. It'll make it a whole lot easier when you have the haunt going on and you're trying to cram all these people in there. We usually have about 100 to 120 people that we're trying to get into makeup, but today they're doing makeup tutorials while I'm working on the Marrionette. So we made quite a bit of progress. Got all my plumbing done now. Everything's plumbed up. All my valves are wired. What I did here is off of my power supply for all my negatives. I'm running 4 valves on here, so I took them all 4 and I tied them in together to the negative side of my power supply. So I got 2 here, and I just ran a jumper over, and then this supplies all 4 of my valves. I got 2 here and 2 here, and then that runs to the negative side of the wall wart. And then over here on my controller, I got my my hot wire coming in, and I run that into my normally open, since all my valves will normally be open in the open position. And then I just ran little jumper wires from where I supplied it here, ran this little jumper over to here, over from channel 1 to channel 2, and then from channel 2 to channel 3, channel 3 to channel 4, ran that into the normally open, and that'll supply all 4 channels of the valves. Then what I did is these are wires are running from my common. You see on the controller where it says C. I ran from the common side. Each one has a common. Then that runs to the red wire on your valve. That'll be your hot supply to your valve. I'm running all 12-volt valves. You can get these in 110. I'm switching everything over. In the past, I always ran 110 because, you know, before I figured out that you could go to like a Goodwill and buy wall warts for $1 a piece, I was using 110 valves because then I could just plug them straight into the wall. But this uses a lot less power. I've seen all the big guys who make props, they all use 12 volt. That way you take less of a chance of getting shocked if you're working on it in the dark. Plus it uses a lot less voltage. So there's kind of a quick overlook of how everything is hooked up. Try to make this stuff neat, because trust me, in the dark, when you're trying to climb up here in the middle of the show and something ain't working right, you're gonna hope that you got these valves, things are organized so you can trace them back and figure out where you have a leak or which valve is having the issue. Nice thing about these valves is you can unscrew this little knob on the top here. You can pull I can't remember the name of it, but you can pull that off of there, then you don't have to change wiring. And in my back, in my shop, I have valves already piped up where all I have to do is pull the hoses out, put the new valve there, slide that on, tighten that little nut down, and then you're back in business, probably 5 minutes, and you can be ready to go. You might have to adjust your controllers on your mufflers there. These are also flow control mufflers. You can control the flow by how far you screw this in or unscrew it. They came with the kit that I bought, so I just threw them in there. And I could probably dial in my control even better once I get to that point, but we're going to start pumping air to it, and we'll start putting just some basic program in there just to see how it's going to run. And then we're definitely going to have to go back and start fine-tuning all these flow control valves here. And we'll take a look as we start moving. Alright, so now we've got everything plugged in, hooked up. I've tried it a couple times. We'll go ahead and run it. I'll show you the nice fluid motion that it makes, and you can see how quiet it is. That running the mufflers with a lower air volume on it. I'm running at 60 psi on this. So let's give it a play and we'll show you what it does. Alright, that's what it's doing underneath, and we'll program it once we get it in the room, and I have a couple more people here to help me. Now let me show you what it's doing on the top while all that's going on. I got one roller there that ain't cooperating. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to that one. See how smooth and quiet everything runs? That one popped loose. But that's it. So if you got any questions, you can comment, email us, let us know. And we'll try to answer them the best we can, but we're going to clean up the wires, zip tie them together now that we know everything's working. And like I said, you got any questions or need some help, don't be afraid to get a hold of us.
Thank you guys very much.